Where is he? Hi, Dad. Happy retirement. Let's see him again. Say hi, Aunt Jen. Hi, Aunt Jen. Can you say hi, Grumpy?
How has it been to be the child of a first responder?
I don't know. Growing up around it, I just kind of always had a different relationship with lights and sirens. I love telling everyone that my dad and my grandpa are firefighters, but I guess there's more to it than that. So, Mom, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Rhonda Brown. I am the wife of one of your interview subjects, Jeff Brown, the mother of another one, the filmmaker, Megan Brown.
Well, I'm hiding your laugh. Hiding your microphone. So you didn't start at the fire department like that?
No, I did not. I was worked through the other places before that. Born on a farm up north part of the province. I went from there to Lawrencetown, Nova Scotia, and studied aerial mapping, really. But within 8 months, I was working at the Bedford Institute of Oceanography in Dartmouth. So I applied for the fire service and made it. 25 years there. Spent most of that, as my son is now, behind the wheel as an engine operator, an aerial operator.
I think growing up in a firefighter's house, it was something that had never really occurred to me. I was working in construction, pouring concrete, driving a dump truck.
He told me there one day that he was going to try the hiring procedures and stuff like that, and I was pretty excited. I was pretty pleased.
I got hired on in May of '94, and then I won the lottery.
You won the lottery? What does that mean?
I got on the fire department.
You have the lottery?
It's the best job in the world. I'm doing what every little boy dreams of doing. I'm driving the big red truck. It's more than just that. It's enabled us as a family to have a life that we may not have had otherwise. Because of the shift work, because of the time I have off, I was able to be home with you guys when you were growing up. To be home 75% of the time was a big benefit, I think, to us.
Okay, go get on.
My water broke at 3 o'clock this morning. I made a panic phone call to your dad at the fire station. He was working. Couldn't hear his pager go off. It went off twice right beside his head.
I'm a good sleeper.
So we had to call the 911 dispatcher to get my bed.
So he toned us out. In the middle of the night, all of a sudden the toners went off. Everybody jumped to get ready to go to the truck, and the dispatcher came over the air. Jeff, go home. Your wife's having a baby. So I did. We work every fourth day. You have a 25% chance of me not being home, but luck of the draw.
That's the other part of being a family with a first responder. I was essentially single parenting 25% of the time. But there's also the calls that he brings home. I remember him telling me about a young man in a car accident on Sackville Drive, was pinned in the back seat and the car was on fire, and that one stuck with Dad for a long time, and he did tell me about it.
He still pops up every now and then, all these shadows. It's a memory from that night, seeing him silhouetted in the car. Something catches my eye and I turn and look, and just for whatever reason, my brain goes right back there to that day. I might have been talking to somebody or something at the time, and just as I was saying it, it kind of clued me in that I really don't know anything about him. I Googled him and looked him up, and it was just something I felt like I wanted to do at the time. Get to know him a little better if he was going to follow me around every day. It was just the silhouette in the flames.
He would call me when you guys were little and say, hug the kids, because I just carried, a child out of a house after a fire. And you could tell he really wanted to be here, but he had to be there. You guys were kind of blissfully unaware, which is good because you're little kids. You don't need to know all of that stuff. Your dad might have come home from work and given you an extra long hug, and you guys probably squirmed and were ready to move on to the next thing.
It's the nature of the job. Unless it's something that's really weighing on your shoulders, we have the ability to, when we leave work, we leave work. You can leave it at work.
You know, I've seen changes in your dad over the years. He used to be lighter. He just seemed like a happier person before. As his lightness has gone away, I think mine has too. I think sometimes, you know, he's grumpy or moody, and I think of the impact on myself first. Sometimes I forget that there are other factors at play, and I feel sorry for myself, and then I go, okay, yeah, there's a lot going on in that brain.
And that's where the whole PTSD and first responder thing comes from. We hold a lot of that stuff inside. It's tough, it's difficult, but you get through it. Time heals most.
Sometimes the following shift, we'd all sit down and go over the call, depending on what happened. And I can never remember sitting through even a post-mortem like that and having anybody say that they stayed awake, had to stay awake at night because it kept bothering them. Type of thing. I never ever heard that, but perhaps there was.
He probably could benefit from talking to someone about some of these things, but he won't. I know he won't. You know, talking over a call when you get back to the fire hall is only going to get you so far. I've looked at Dad and I've wondered, you know, is this going to break him? Is he going to be okay?
What does that look like? Look!
It's a firefighter raincoat.
It's a fire coat just like Danny wears. With a fireman's hat!
How do you feel about Connor's decision to become a firefighter?
I feel really good about it. I didn't realize I was concerned about him until he went on his first call. Not for his safety. I know he'll be fine. More so for, again, what he's going to see. The burden he's going to have to carry that comes with the job. There's no ways around that. And given the choice, I would hope nobody ever sees that, let alone my own children. That kind of hit home, I think.
I'm proud of him, but I worry because I've seen the impact that some of the things that Dad has experienced, and I worry about how what Connor will see is going to impact him. And as a mom, I would like to protect him from that. But as a member of society, I know how important it is to have people who take these jobs and who do them with compassion.
Fighter, Connor Brown, take one. I've waited my whole life to do that.
Nailed it.
Mom used to bring us into the station as kids to visit Dad on his shifts, and Dad would walk in and with a big grin he'd be like, "You guys want to wash the truck?" And then I get older and I realize that it's actually his job to wash the truck, so hopefully one day it'll be my job to wash the truck too. Dad's always been able to talk to me about calls he's been on, and I've enjoyed that because I've gotten to actually hear about some of the calls and kind of get a sense of what I'm going to experience someday.
He thinks he knows. Until you see it, you don't know. He's a lot like me. He feels everything. Very much so. But he is the type that he will hold that in. That's what bothers me, I think. We're growing as a career. It's okay to hurt. Now, get the help you need. Don't make it worse. I know that my few years on the job has been completely different than my father saw when he was on the job. I'm sure the generations that follow will see a whole different job than I saw.
As far as Connor is concerned, I'm glad that's available to him if he has an issue. But I know back when I first started, there wasn't much available in that direction. You were just supposed to just buck up and get back at the job. Well, that's all over now, and that's fantastic. I think we all, bar none, are better for it.
Are you proud of what the two of them have done?
Definitely. No. And I'm not going to talk about that because I'll choke up like I usually do.
I hope he's happy. I hope if he's not happy, he has the courage to walk away. Connor will have someone to talk to in a way that maybe he wouldn't talk to you or me. He'll be able to talk to his dad about what he sees, what he experiences, and how he feels about it.
There's been many times down at the cottage, they're exchanging stories, and I'm just there to hear it all. And hopefully someday it'll be the three of us exchanging stories. The work that you do and getting to help people is what, in the end, pushed me towards wanting to join the fire department and to be like Dad. Because who doesn't want to be like their dad?
He's going to be a good firefighter. So, hair's drying here, isn't it?
If I can become half the man both of them are, I'll be happy. That's a call. You guys gotta get out.